Started. So market open is right now. Like we talked about in our charting session last night, for those of you that were there, I told everybody I expected us to take out yet Friday's high, which we have now taken out. I expected us to at least go to the 50% level of this daily SIBI, which we have now gone to. So that next target I would be looking at is that volume gap above. Still long biased overall. Altogether long biased. After touching into a weekly bullish for value gap, a daily bullish for value gap. So yeah, still very long biased. We have to see if we can push through this 4-hour order block here and some other strong resistance levels. But again, that would be that next target I'd be looking for. Would be up into that volume gap, up maybe to this high up here. So on the 15 minute, let's look at the 15 minute and look at our levels. So we had Asia low all the way down here, formed at 7 p.m. right during when the Asia session starts, or our kill zone starts. So that was our low. Our high we formed up here at 11 p.m. Okay, so this is exactly what I said last night too. I said we might come down a little bit during London session, but eventually I do want to see us continue to pump up and take out our buy side liquidity. So as you can see, that happened as well. We never went and targeted Asia low. We bounced off our hourly order block, bullish order block, and we're seeing the longs continue. So I want to look for London lows and highs. So we can see our London low was here at 3:30 a.m. Eastern. That's that London low. And our London high, it's going to be more up here around, so 4:45 Eastern. So we've taken out that London high. We've taken out that Asia high. We've taken out our previous day high. Okay, so I do want to see these longs continue to step in. We have this bullish trend. The one thing we have to be aware of is that we do have news coming out at 9:45 Eastern and 10 a.m. Eastern, both red folder PMI. So we only have about 12 minutes until that comes out. So we might see, like I always say, when we have news, sometimes news has, doesn't really respect our technical analysis levels. So sometimes we're going to see some craziness. And again, this week and this month is going to be a crazier week to trade, or a crazier time to trade. PMI will be a little bit volatile. We'll see. It's not going to be like a FOMC type of volatile, but we'll definitely still see a reaction. It's only going to be for a little bit, and then it should calm down. But any red folder, we're expecting some volatility. Okay, and then over here on ES on the 15, I have my levels charted out as well. So our Asia low is at 7 p.m. Asia high is at 11 p.m. same times. London low is at 4 a.m. London high is at 2:30. So notice how we came down on ES and we swept that Asia low and then pumped. Big divergence between ES and NQ, and we see that we continue to pump after that. Okay, so I still want to see these longs. I might be waiting for that news to come out to take any trades. Just to play it smart. I don't want to rush in anything today. I really want to wait for some clear direction. Wait for that news to come out and kind of show us what it's trying to do. Okay, so let's look down at a 1 minute. One minute is showing that we're really failing to break through, to continue these highs right now. We're seeing those long wicks up. Remember, we're in this daily bearish imbalance. So this is what I talked about last night. There's a strong potential that we could see a bounce from this level. Ultimately, I do want to see us push through the daily imbalance. But again, doesn't mean we won't get a reaction off of it. So we do have to be aware of that and see if we get any kind of breaks of structure to the downside, or if we're going to continue on this bullish trend, making higher highs, higher lows, that sort of thing. But like I said, I'll probably be waiting for that news to come out, give it some time. I'd rather just wait let the market kind of settle in. Instead of trying to rush into a trade before when we're all volatile, we're all choppy. Price can be kind of all over the place before a red folder news event comes out. So I think personally it's smarter for us to just be patient here. Morning, Diego. How you doing? Hey, good morning, Shosky. How we doing? Man, happy June, everybody. Happy Monday. Top step 50K, I think you can only trade two minis. Well, at least I know for the XFA you can only trade two. I always forget how many you can trade on an actual eval. Yeah, until 1500 profit. Is there issues with the audio? Hey, what up, Bahama Llama? Man, my weekend was good, really good. Morning, Polenta. Okay, yeah, 5 minis for the eval. Okay, thanks for answering that, guys. Yeah, I don't trade. I don't really trade minis ever on a 50K, so all I know is for the XFA, because I was pretty frustrated when I saw that I could only trade 2 micros on an XFA. So I have traded micro or minis on that funded account before, but it's tough because like I would rather just trade the 2 micros and play the long game. But you have to have a lot of patience to be able to do that. All right, so we're still pumping. Again, if you're just joining up, guys, we have news coming up in about 7 minutes, so we're kind of waiting for that. We're just gonna chill, wait for that news. We can see that we're just kind of chopping right now. A lot of wicks to the upside, a lot of wicks to the downside. I do like this 15-minute order block that we formed down here. Okay, we've taken out another level of liquidity here on the 15. Here's another strong level I want to see as target. And these longs, right, if the news is going to still make us continue to the upside. All right, so we have that external high up here, hourly imbalance up here inside of that volume gap. I'm going to get rid of this just to kind of clear up the charts a little bit. So I really like this 15-minute order block as a support level right here. Yeah, TopStep X is different. They allow you to trade more contracts. I know for both the eval and for their funded accounts. I'm pretty sure. I think so. Yeah, I mean, my review, my kind of first review of TopStep X, personally, I don't like the layout very much of how they have their charts and everything. I don't know why. For some reason, I'm just not it's a little too cluttered for me. I don't know if anybody else had that feeling. I think it's cool that you can have everything all on the same page, but for some reason I just didn't really like it. But it is nice that you're allowed to trade. You're allowed to trade more contracts if you need to. You might be right, Glenn. You might be right. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. I think I'm just very inclined to Tradeovate, even though it's given me issues in the past. For some reason, I just feel like I really like Tradovate. I just like how it looks. I like the setup. I'm comfortable with it. Again, guys, we're still waiting for that news to come out. These longs are still going, right? So our bias is still there, right? If you wanted to be very risky and aggressive, you could be looking for long setups off of these 1 minute order blocks that are forming, but we don't have really, that's kind of the only thing that we could be entering off of are those 1 minute order blocks. There's not really too many other levels that I'd be looking at right now. So that just depends. So there's a few different, I've only ever used 3 prop firms. The 3 I've used are Apex, Topstep, and FFN. There's pros and cons to all of them. I think I really believe FTMO. I've never used FTMO. But so Topstep, I believe overall is the best. I think in terms of payouts, in terms of just their professionalism, trustworthiness. I would say Topstep. Yeah, I'm pretty sure FTMO is just Forex. As far as I know, they might have expanded into futures. But the one thing I don't like about Topstep is, well, in the past you can only have a few accounts. Now they've expanded it to you can have up to 5 accounts, which is nice. The one thing I don't like is that when you get a funded account, you can only trade 2 micros or 2 minis until you get to $1,500 in profit. So I'm not a big fan of that. But everything else for them, their rules are good besides that. I think that's really the only downside of Topstep. Then there's Apex. Apex I like because of they don't mess with your contract sizing. You can really trade how many contracts you want. The downside to Apex is that they have a trailing drawdown on unrealized gains, which can be really frustrating, and it's a big downside because you can't really swing trade as much. You can't really hold on to trades as much. You have to really trail your stop loss because you could be in a trade that's winning and then it could come back down. And even if you're winning that trade, you could still lose your account. So I think that's kind of crazy. I think they're just setting people up for failure, obviously. So that's the downside of Apex. Again, I like that they are cheaper for the most part. They have cheaper accounts. Which is nice for people if you're not trying to spend as much. Yeah, they are. The payout system is a little weird, a little wacky. Sometimes they take kind of a long time, where they're a little bit weird with, payouts. Sometimes they'll be like, oh, you broke this rule, and they're kind of weird about it. So that's another downside. FFN, I do like FFN. I think they have good rules, but the issue with them is you can't use Tradovate or a lot of other systems, a lot of other brokers, which I'm not a big fan of. I forget. I haven't used FFN in so long. I even forget what the broker you have to use for them is. There's a few of them, but I'm not a big fan of it. But I do like them as a company, and I do like their rules. Yeah, no, I agree. I think Topstep overall is the best that I've used. Okay, so news is coming out here. Let's see what that news came out as. All right, so our news came out green, came out positive. Projection was 50.9, actual was 51.3. Okay, so we got good news. A good news release. So we'll see if maybe we get a little bit of pullback. And then we continue to expand to the upside. Remember, we're still on this bullish trend. We still haven't really created a lot of levels to get good entries off of. I'm going to be honest. There's not a lot of good entry levels so far. But again, we still have that trend. So you could still try to trade that trend, and keep taking entries off of these little 1 minute order blocks. All right, you can still do that. Like I said before, I've been waiting for this news to come out. just to kind of see if it's going to be positive or negative. It's going to continue to push us in the right direction. So now we're touching up into that volume gap above. Remember, we have that external liquidity level up here. That would be a good target. I've just been kind of waiting to see if we get any kind of pullback, any good level too long, because even though we have been still trending up, we're still kind of chopping. Okay, I'm really looking for great price action to be trading. I'm not looking to take trades in bad price action. Yeah, Glenn, I'm pretty sure, I think you're correct there, which is a little bit sketchy. A little bit sketchy. I know I've never traded Forex before, but I know that there's a lot of sketchiness going on with Forex. I know a lot of them have been getting shut down, a lot of the prop firms. Okay, so we just created this 1 minute fair value gap below. We have not displaced this 1 minute order block here yet. I wanted to see us close above. Okay, we're touching into that 1 minute now. So this could be a decent entry here. Again, I kind of want to be patient. So we have more news coming out at 10 a.m., more PMI. So another red folder event. But we can still look to see if we're going to get a nice reaction off this 1 minute. So far, I still don't love getting an entry here. But if we get a nice reaction, we might be able to catch a good trade here with good risk management. Okay, so that's a nice bounce. I really was just waiting for us to displace this order block before I got an entry in anything. Since we still have not displaced even on the 1 minute, that's why you see me being very patient here, not jumping into an entry just yet. Especially because we see ES really dumping here. ES created equal highs, so we do have that strong liquidity level up top on the buy side, but I'm not looking to rush into a trade just yet. Right? You could look for longs here, but I'm not trusting it right now. Just because we see that bounce off the volume gap above. We have not displaced those highs yet. We see ES coming all the way back down to VWAP. So I really want to be patient here. Look at all those long wicks. So although we are trending up, guys, I don't like this price action looking at the 5 minute time frame. Too many long wicks for me. Not enough full body candles. Okay, we're still respecting that 1 minute imbalance. Like I said before, I still am not ready to look for a long entry. Like we didn't displace that previous high. And we can see that pullback right now. So this is what I've been waiting for, just to see how much pullback we're going to get. If we're actually going to, create a good level for us to long off of. Because for now, I don't trust a long entry just yet. All right, look at that 5 minute. Look at the 15 minute. A lot of pullback. We just touched into that volume gap above. All right, strong area. This is that level I talked about last night. I wanted us to go target this level, but again, we have to expect some kind of reaction off of it. Okay, so a lot of pullback here. Looks like we're going to try to break structure to the downside. We'll see if we do. Still haven't broken structure. This 1 minute has now been disrespected. Yes, I would consider shorting if we get a strong break of structure because we're going off that volume gap. But again, my bias overall is still long. And we also just had news come out that was positive. So I'm not really loving the idea of shorting right now. It doesn't mean I'm against it. Just have to see something very clear for me to want to do that. All right, so we are breaking structure here. This low right here, that's that low that would be considered a break of structure once we close below it. Right, we have that 15 minute. order block down here that I've been kind of waiting to see if we want to go retest. Get the hourly, a lot of pullback on the hourly time frame. 4 hour as well. We do have SMT at the lows. It's been a pretty strong drop so far. We do see that SMT. Look how ES is. Let's see actually. Yeah, so ES has swept those lows. And Q has not. This is that level on the 15-minute. That order block that I do want to see if we're going to respect, if we're going to continue to drop aggressively, break, get this market structure shift here. Okay, so although we're dropping, we're still not really being offered any entry opportunity just yet. There's still no entry opportunity for us. Again, to see that full market structure shift, I'd want to see us take out this low right here. At least on the 5-minute time frame. Okay, we're back into that 15-minute order block. So we have SMT at the lows, so I do need to see us really close below these lows here. And if we're going to drop like this, which is not exactly what I was expecting, but again, we did touch that volume gap, so it makes sense that we're dropping a little bit. Then what would our targets be? Our targets would be the London low and our Asia low. All right, that's what I would be looking to target in the shorts. For now, I'm still long biased right now. Still long biased. Until I can see that at least this 5-minute candle displace the lows here. All right, and this is why we always wait for displacement, guys. Look at the top. Look at how I was talking about maybe getting an entry here, but we never displaced the high. Didn't have that confidence. We touched into a higher time frame resistance level. You did not see me jump into the longs. Okay, so if you want to be aggressive, you want to be riskier, you think these shorts are going to continue, you could look for an entry off this 1-minute bearish fair value gap here. All right, if you do think these shorts are going to continue, I still have not seen displacement of the lows, so I'm still not going to look for a short entry right now, especially since we're in that 15-minute bullish order block and I'm still long biased on the day. You won't see me short until I see a full market structure shift. I need to see this low get swept here if I'm going to be changing my bias. Okay, again, we still have news coming out in 7 minutes. More PMI, another red folder. So, again, I'm completely fine with waiting to take a trade. I'm not in any rush. We got a whole week ahead of us. We got a whole day ahead of us. To me, there's no reason to rush. All right, so even on the 1 minute, we still didn't break this low here. We've obviously broken a few lows. So we've gotten a market structure shift on the 1 minute. Okay, so that is some confirmation in the shorts. My issue here is getting SMT at the lows. We're in a 15-minute bullish order block. All right, we haven't broken structure, or we haven't gotten we haven't really gotten a break of structure on the 5-minute yet. Right, this low right here would be that break of structure. This low here would be that market structure shift. That would really give me that confidence that the shorts are going to continue to step in. So that 5 minutes about to close here in a few seconds. Let's see if we at least get a break of structure. All right, at this low right here. So we broke structure on the 5-minute. I'd still want to see us close below that low. Again, I'm not going to jump into a trade just yet. I still want to wait for that next news event to come out. All right, but if you wanted to be more aggressive, you're feeling risky, you could be looking for, those shorts. If you really think the shorts are going to continue, I'm still not looking to jump into them right now. I know they look really good. They do look really good. Again, I just want to be patient. Really want to wait for a lot of confirmation today. It's going to be this whole month, guys. This whole month is going to be interesting. It's going to be a tough one to trade. So we really, I'm really going to be waiting for very, very, very clear confluence. All right, we do see ES getting that big drop. All right, so like I said, if you wanted to be aggressive, you could have got an entry off that 1 minute fair value gap, and you could have looked to take the shorts. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be taking them, but again, we have news coming out. We didn't get that market structure shift. I'm not looking to rush into them. Okay, but if that's something you wanted to do, I gave you that clear call out here on that 1 minute fair value gap. Right, so just depends on what your trading style is. So we do have news coming out soon. Look at that crazy wick there. Look at that crazy wick. Right, and these are the things you got to think about. Let's say you got an entry right off the entry of that fair value gap. You could have just caught, you could have just caught 147 ticks there. Taken profit, gotten out completely, or move your stop to break even. That'd be a good little scalp for you. But notice how much we're moving. Right, this is the hard part. Is where are you going to have your stop loss? You can't even have your stop loss above the 0.5 level of that 1 minute fair value gap, unless you have like a 60, 70 tick stop. It's not really what I'm looking to do. But I always try to offer you guys those opportunities just in case that is something you're trying to do. Maybe you scale down a little bit. Maybe you're willing to be riskier. So, yeah, you could still have caught a nice trade. Again, 2.5 minutes till news. Let's see if we respect this 15-minute order block. Let's see if we get a breaker structure on the 15-minute. And then we'll see where this news takes us. Right, it makes sense that we're getting that pullback. Right, we have our next news event coming. We're manipulating. We touched off a volume gap above. So there's reasons that we are dropping, but I still don't think this is going to be personally, I don't think this is going to be a long-term drop. I still want to see longs continue today. And if they don't, then I'll adjust to it and I'll start looking for shorts. But yeah, we have major SMT here. ES came all the way down to London low, bounced off London low. NQ still has not gotten close, bounced off Asia high. It looks like it's trying to kind of go back up after seeing that wick. All right, so I'm not going to be in any trade going into this news. Going to be very patient here. And we will see what we do. One minute. Remember, if you guys aren't aware of news, JB always updates the news tab in the Discord, and we also have forexfactory.com if you want to look at it. It shows all of our news events, all of our data releases, what if it's a yellow folder, an orange folder, a red folder, it shows what time it's coming out. So it's just good to be aware. So we have a red folder, an orange folder, and a yellow folder all coming out right now at 10 a.m. So yeah, I'm gonna stay out until that news comes out and kind of see where it takes us. And this is why I stay out, guys. This is why I stay out of the news. This right here. Alright, so news is pending. They're still getting the release. Okay, so ISM manufacturing came out, missed the mark. Came out negative. ISM manufacturing PMI came out negative. Our ISM manufacturing prices came out negative. And we're waiting on construction spending month over month came out negative as well. So 3 negative releases there. 3 negative releases. We displaced the 15-minute order block here. We did close below. Actually, no, we didn't. Excuse me. It's down to this right here. We still closed inside of it. right? And guys, this is the reason you don't see me gambling news, because it is truly a gamble. It's truly a gamble. If we look at a 1 hour, looks like we're really going to drop. Our 4 hour looks like we're really going to drop. Okay, so we're starting to look very bearish here. We still didn't get that market structure shift yet, but we filled that entire 5 minute gap there. Looks like that was our manipulation move. So we'll see what happens. All right, this is the tough part about a day like today, is the amount of ticks each candle is moving makes it very difficult for us to have good stop losses, which is another reason that it would be, makes sense for us to size down a little bit today. Just because of this high volatility, we might have to have larger stop losses on our trades. Just depends on our levels. Okay, so the 5 minutes still didn't get that market structure shift. Still waiting for that shift. We can see that this market is still very choppy. Still trying to pick a direction. A lot of up and down movement. And this is where it's super important to pay attention to the news. And this is where it gets a little difficult, because my bias is still long on the day. But when we see all this negative news come out and we see a reaction to the downside, it makes us really start to question that. It makes us think that, okay, shorts might be stepping in. But again, we have to wait for those shifts. We have to wait for those breaks of structure, those market structure shifts, to really give us that conviction that shorts are truly, truly going to come in and go target those sell side liquidity levels. Okay, we still haven't gotten our market structure shift on the 5 or the 15 minute. We still have SMT at the lows. So you're still going to see me be patient. We're kind of just chopping. We're kind of just chilling here. So what I'd be waiting for is an actual breakout move. Excuse the voice crack. An actual breakout move. Nice displacement. Good level left behind. Remember, we are in a silver bullet hour now. And we have swept liquidity on both the buy side and the sell side. All right, so things are starting to look bearish. Thank you, JB. Yeah, so news definitely came out negative. The VIX is moving up right now. Still don't have any levels that I'd want to short yet. If the shorts are stepping in, I'm still waiting for that, at least that 5 minute market structure shift, which it looks like we're trying to do here. Looks like we're really trying to get that shift. We'll see if we can close below. Can we close below here? Okay, so we close below. So we've gotten that market structure shift now on the 5 minute. Not on the 15 minute yet, but we're still looking very bearish here. Still going to wait just because we are still very choppy. We're very up and down. I still don't have any levels that I would be looking to take a short off of just yet. We don't have any gaps. We don't really have many order blocks. So I'm still waiting, right? For those shorts, though, the target, if they really were going to step in, would be this London low down here, and it would eventually be that Asia low all the way down here. Or even just looking at the 1 hour time frame, we have that hourly imbalance right here, hourly order block. We could see price maybe just go target those lows, and then we might get a bounce off that hourly imbalance hourly bullish order block. Right, our wicks up here do tell me that we are trying to move down. A lot of bearish price action, but still so choppy. Still nothing. Still really bad price action in my opinion. So that's why you haven't seen me jump into any trades, because we are still manipulating. We're still not really seeing anything amazing. We're kind of just chilling in this area. I'm just waiting for us to get that breakout move, which we can see that it's building up for something. We are accumulating. I know that there's something is going to happen, but I'd rather be patient and wait for that thing to happen than try to jump into any trades right now while we're in this bad price action and then take a bunch of losses and then we're not able to actually trade the real breakout move, right? Then we've hit our daily drawdown. Right, that's when it gets frustrating, because you knew you had a trade that was going to set up and then you just forced a bunch of trades and then you ended up not being able to trade that actual expansion move. Right, it's one of the more frustrating things in trading that it's so hard to not do, because you get so tempted. You've been sitting here in front of the screen already for 30 minutes to an hour. You're like, I just want to take a trade. Just want to take a trade. But when you get that feeling that you've got to fight those urges and continue to build that discipline. Would you still consider shorts on that 1 minute fair value gap that hasn't been tapped? I'm talking about the one up top here. I think that it depends on what kind of reaction. Depends on what kind of reaction we get off that level. If we do trade all the way back up to that level, I don't know if the shorts are going to come back in. I would expect the longs to expand if we're going to come all the way here. But again, if we do get a nice reaction, we retrace back down, then yeah, I would be looking for shorts. And we still have this 15-minute. We still have not seen a market structure shift on the 15-minute. We have on the 5. But there's still no levels, anything clear for me to take a trade off of. We're just chopping. We are currently residing in Chop City right now. It's not one of my favorite places to visit. I'd say it's down on the bottom of my list of places that I like to visit. Chop City is not at the top. It's definitely not at the top. Maybe we need to get some Jeopardy music going. Just waiting, patiently waiting for a nice breakout move. Here we go. Let's see if this is it. Let's see if we want to actually displace these lows on the 1 minute. Get this 1 minute order block formed, maybe a 1 minute fair value gap. Okay, nice displacement on the 1 minute. So now I'm starting to look for entries in the shorts here. A 2 minute order block up top. Starting to look for some kind of, maybe we leave a fair value gap behind on this. This would be a nice displacement, 1 minute displacement fair value gap. If we could retest it, or if we could test it at all. Right here. That would be a nice entry. All right, be looking to take it all the way down to our London low. Let's see. Okay, a lot of pullback here. So still seeing us not really get that expansion just yet, but we did get that nice displacement. Let's see how this 1 minute closes here. I do want to start looking for an entry if we get a nice reaction off of that 1 minute, not if we're going to pump right through it. I'm going to enter with half a lot. I'm going to scale down a little bit on my first trade. I'm not going to trade my typical full position. I'm going to trade lighter. Again, I'm not looking for an entry just yet until we see a really nice reaction off that 1 minute. Don't want to see us just pump right through. This is why I always wait for reactions, guys. This is why I don't like to set limit orders on these levels here to get an entry. To me, it's better to wait for a reaction to really see if that's going to be a strong level. And if I miss out on a few ticks on my entry, I'm willing to do that. Yeah, I'm still not, I still don't have that conviction just yet. Okay, we are bouncing off the 50% level, which is nice here. Okay, so I'm going to get entry in half a lot. I'm going to test it here, entry with half a lot. Again, my half a lot today is even lighter than my typical half a lot. So I'm willing to see if this one will work out. Entry was pretty low, 5,950, a lot lower than I wanted, but again, like I said, I was willing to do that. To wait and to see a reaction. We might get stopped out here. I might just sell. I'm gonna have my stop just above 67325. Right, and like I said, guys, I'm really light today. Very light position. So half a lot. Willing to see if this one will come in. All right, so we haven't gotten stopped. We got pretty close. We're still respecting the 50% level of the fair value gap. Again, we are chopping so much right now. I still don't love it. That's why you only see me going in a very light position. You don't really see me rushing in. I'm not trying to go heavy on this whatsoever. Okay, because if we get stopped out, I don't want to be down a bunch. I'll be down a little bit. Okay, so first test, negative. First test didn't work out. Like I said, really, I was willing to give that one a shot after seeing us finally get an actual displacement move. And now we're seeing that pullback right back up. So let's see how this 15-minute closes here. We still could. It just depends. Again, my bias is still long on the day, but I did want to see if we'd at least go target that London low. Right now, we're not doing that. So it looks like we were just setting up our silver bullet move here. We might start heading for the longs here. We might start heading for the longs. We'll see. Again, we're still choppy. We finally saw a nice displacement on the 1 minute. Fair value gap with order block below. So I still like that setup. Like I said, when you hear me say I'm going in a lighter position overall, you know, I say that for a reason, guys, because this is that type of day we don't want to go in heavy. I don't want to go in heavy on a day like today when we're extra volatile. All right, so now that loss was half of the loss I typically would have taken on a normal day. So I still got a lot of room to trade, half a lot, right? So technically it's actually like a quarter of a lot for me for my typical entries. So now these longs are starting to step in. Okay, so now I'm looking for a fair value gap entry in the longs after seeing how aggressive we have bounced now after sweeping some sell side liquidity. Okay, so those silver bullet longs, which we can still catch a good reward on. Get rid of that. This 1 minute here. Okay, so now after seeing that 15-minute respect the order block, some sell side liquidity taken, after seeing us really bounce from this level, showing me that's an actual liquidity sweep, now I'm starting to look for longs. And if it runs away, but I do want to see if we're going to get some retracement, you know, back down to a good level. We have the 1 minute fair value gap here. So we have this 1 minute here. Could look for an entry off of this one. Or we could wait and see if it's going to trade back down into that next fair value gap. So I'm just waiting to see what kind of reaction we get. See if we trade back down to this next one. A lot of fight right now. Okay, we're trading back into that next fair value gap down below. Very aggressive bearish candle though. I'm still not willing to jump into a long just yet. I want to see a good reaction back up. I do like that we're at VWAP. Just want to see a good, strong move up. So we disrespected this 1 minute here. We did touch into that 1 minute below. Just waiting for a nice reaction. Okay, and this is when, like, we got to start thinking, are we going to be choppy all day? Are we going to be ranging? Or are we really going to make a real silver bullet move? Are we going to actually go for some external liquidity? All right, we have that external liquidity all the way above, all the way at these highs up top. Got liquidity up here. See, we got this 2 minute fair value gap below under this 2 minute order block. Let's see what we do when we tap into it. It's at 2 minute and 1 minute. We got VWAP, so I want to see a nice reaction off this level for me to get the confidence to really long. Because right now we're still ranging so much. I want to get that conviction here. I like that bounce. All right, I'm going to test out the longs here. I'm going to give the longs a shot. Half a lot still. Half a lot still. But I like this level. 18.6. Wow. We got filled all the way at 690. I don't know why my fills have been so bad recently. Okay, so I'm going to have my stop not where I wanted it. But I'll keep it at 55 ticks. I wanted to keep it below that 1 minute fair value gap, 2 minute fair value gap. But at this point, oh well, so 18.67625 is my stop. So I'm still in half a lot right now. That's a good pump so far. Let you know if I do add into a full. You could take first TP at the break of this high if you did want to add, if you did add into a full. That would be a good first TP. It would be above a 1-to-1. See, we're not seeing that follow through. So far what I'm noticing in this market is a lot of chop, a lot of ranging, a lot of manipulation. So we got to be really careful. Okay, that's why I'm still in very light. I still have not added into a full position yet. I want to see us at least pump through that high and displace that high. You know, at least get a real level. We're seeing too much of a reaction there. All right, so again, if we continue to manipulate, right, this is that silver bullet move I wanted to see us go grab buy side after seeing that strong move up. But if we continue to manipulate, you're going to see me just kind of take a step back and not really look to continue to trade this stuff. Maybe give it some more time like we're seeing right now. This is some crazy manipulation in our market. Right, so I just got stopped there. This is just all over the place, very volatile. Very volatile. The nice thing is, still in very light, still have a lot of room. Let's see if we get another bounce off this level. But for now, I do want to be patient. This is just all over the place right now. Okay, so we're in that 3 minute fair value gap. We're in that 2 minute. We're in that 1 minute. But remember, we have to be aware of these market conditions if we're going to continue to be ranging, We're going to continue to be very manipulative. I'm going to be very careful with taking more entries. All right, we came down, we swept sell side. I wanted to see if we're going to go sweep one more sell side level after seeing a strong displacement, and then we manipulate back up. Then we break structure back to the upside. We'll leave behind a nice fair value gap on 3 different time frames. We trade into it right at VWAP, and we manipulate right back down after seeing that strong move up. Yeah, I have Trade of 8 on a different screen, so I'm trading on my Trade of 8. Okay, so I'm just gonna be I'm gonna be patient here. All right, this is the great thing about scaling down in this type of market is even after taking a few losses in half a lot, not down very much. We've got a lot of room to trade, so let's see what we do here. I'm not loving the price action right now. Still very rangy. So I'm just really gonna wait for that breakout move, which, you know, it looked like this was starting to be that breakout move. Just didn't want to continue. So I'm gonna be patient, and we'll see what happens here. Remember, we're still in that silver bullet hour. My bias is still long overall, still bullish. Look at our daily candle. I know we got that bounce from that volume gap, but everything tells me we're still bullish here. As long as they're still setting up now. Right. I would have wanted a better entry. Like down here would have been a better entry to keep our stop below. I don't know if anybody had a better entry, if they're still holding. We're still respecting those imbalances. We're starting to actually get that breakthrough. But again, I'm okay with waiting. Because let's say now if we get that displacement, we can still get an entry somewhere up here and still have a lot of reward. Like up to this high is still 114 ticks. Up to this high is still 200 plus ticks. So I'm not worried about that part of it. I'm not worried about missing out on an entry. But I still want to wait for displacement of these highs. Okay, because we're still ranging so much. I want to see clear displacement. I'm just not loving this price action right now. We have this very strong full body 1 minute candle. And then what do we do right after? We just come right back down. No follow through. Another 1 minute fair value gap here. And the way we can really test how good our market is are we respecting our levels that we typically always, not always, but we typically respect in a, you know, say we're in a bullish trend. During silver bullet, we typically always respect these 1 minute fair value gaps and use them. If we're not respecting them, we're not using them, we can see that our market is not the best. On a normal day during this hour, we almost always see price making that expansion move and respecting these 1 minute fair value gaps left behind, right? But we're still struggling to kind of pick a direction right now. So we can't seem to break out of a range. All right, so I'm gonna continue to be patient, wait for a clear setup. See if we can actually displace the highs. I don't know if anybody is still holding on to this trade. If you are, remember I talked about this high being that TP level. Could have taken that TP already and moved that stop to break even if you had a better entry than me. My fills have not been very good. I mean, so everything is telling me long, 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 except for this ranging behavior. This ranging behavior is the only thing keeping me from getting another entry in the longs down here. Normally, I'd be looking to get another entry right here. Okay, I mean, so far that would have worked out, but I really want to see a clear displacement of the highs up here. Okay, we're starting to move. Can we get some displacement? Okay, here on ES as well, we see that just accumulation right around VWAP. A lot of chop, but still looking bullish overall. Just need to see us actually try to, close above. It'd be nice to see the 5-minute close above this previous high. We still have not displaced this 1-minute candle up here. This is that high I wanted to see us displace. We still haven't displaced it. We've gotten very close, but I want to see us displace that wick. Again, because we can see every time we try to retest the top of that range, we come right back down. So, yeah, this chop is not fun. Again, I'm going to be patient till if we can break out of this chop and really have a nice expansion move to go target that buy-side liquidity. Target this high here, target this high up here, eventually target the external high all the way up here, 18,787 is what I'm looking for. Let's see what this 5-minute does. So notice how the 15-minute never displaced these lows. We wicked all the way down, grabbed a bunch of sell side. We're still looking bullish here. We just can't seem to have any fall through. No, we're not currently in any trade. Waiting for us to get out of this messy price action right now. So we can see the 5-minute did not displace yet again. The 45 minutes ugly. Yeah. Yes, it is. So I'm really hoping that you guys aren't jumping into a bunch of trades right now and getting chopped up. I hope you're taking care of your accounts. You're really focusing on risk management. That's going to be, I'm going to harp on that a million times today. Risk management. Yes, we're coming back down to the bottom of that range, retesting VWAP. We see SMT divergence here. ES just took out that low. NQ is still sitting above that low, still sitting at VWAP. Yeah, I mean, I was hoping for some better price action than this today. Not that we won't get better throughout the day, but so far not so good. So maybe ES is setting up a power of 3 here. Equal highs up top after the accumulation coming down. Grabbing sell side before pumping. We still see ES testing VWAP at the bottom of this range. Still not somewhere I'd want to enter off of. Just disrespected that 1 minute fair value get there. We're back into this 1 minute. Yeah, I mean, you guys can see. You guys can see just how bad it is. Right? Typically what I want to see when I'm trading is real breakout moves. I want to catch real expansion moves, catch moves that have a lot of reward to them. Okay, which is why I was starting to look for those longs. And that silver bullet, we come down, we grab sell side liquidity. We have these highs ready to be taken, strong buy side liquidity levels, and we just don't get any follow through. We just chop. So still SMT at the lows. Actually, no, we don't have SMT anymore. We've taken out that low now on NQ and ES. So respecting our imbalances below. I'm just still not. I mean, look at this hourly. Obviously, the hourly is looking very bearish. The hourly looks very bearish. We just still don't have. I just still don't have any clear levels that I'd want to get into anything right now with this type of ranging price action. I have heard a lot of good things about Take Profit Trader. I have heard good things about them. I've never used them personally. Can we get some good movement? This is no bueno. Okay. Starting to see another drop again. More SMT now at the lows. Yes, swept that low here. Okay, another break of structure to the downside. Another break of structure. I still just don't have any levels I want to short. Even if I wanted to short, we still haven't come down and taken this low. We have SMT at the lows. We're still ranging. I still don't like this price action just yet. I mean, we're starting to look very short here. You know, maybe if we can get displacement. But remember last time we came down and swept liquidity, we got displacement. We saw that setup, and then we just retraced all the way back up and ranged. I look at double tops and double lows as strong liquidity levels that price is going to go take out. I don't look at them as resistance or support. I see them as liquidity. Okay, so we still haven't displaced the lows. We still have SMT. Let's see if we respect our bearish levels now, or if we're going to come right back up. So this is the SMT I'm talking about. This low here, we can see NQ is not taken out. ES has swept it. I still don't believe in these shorts. Call me a doubter. I don't believe in them just yet. But we'll see if we do respect these levels. I'm just gonna continue to be patient here, guys. I keep saying that, but it's the truth. I'm not looking to just jump into another trade until I really can see an expansion move starting to happen. We are starting to look very bearish. So I do want to see us close below. If we're gonna short, I'd want to see displacement on this 5-minute time frame. If the market wants to go grab our external sell side levels, and you know, we could start looking for those shorts, but I need to see clear displacement first. At least on the 5-minute time frame. We can see we're not doing that. Still have the SMT at the lows. So we haven't even displaced on the 1-minute. It still looks like this still could be a power of 3 move down. We'll see. Just want to see what we're gonna do at these bearish for value gaps here. Are we gonna inverse them or are we gonna respect them? Looks like we're trying to inverse them. Okay, we still close inside. Still respecting them right now. And that 3 minute, the 2 minute, and the 1 minute. If we can inverse these gaps, we might try to make it. We might try to go right back to the top of that range. Okay. Starting to move back up. So we might be forming a 2 minute inverse, 1 minute inverse. If we can close above this level. Alright, so we got that inverse. We got that SMT at the lows. We might be trying to go back to the top of that range. We're still beneath VWAP, which I don't love. We didn't get 5 minute displacement. 15 minute looks like we're getting a lot of pullback. All right, so again, if you want to be very aggressive, you could try to take a long off that inverse 1 minute, inverse 2 minute fair value gap. That's not an entry I'm looking to take personally. We'll see though, if we do continue to bounce, I might start looking for an entry. All right, back to the top of that range. But I just don't like that we're still under VWAP. See that 4 minute imbalance still being respected. 3 minute was displaced, but we just see this crazy price action here. We're displacing all these levels, and then we come right back down. So it's just kind of crazy right now. When we see all this manipulation, this is when I like to kind of sit on my hands. This 15 minute is closing in about 1 minute. We'll see if we get displacement of the lows on the 15 minute. If we can get displacement on the 5 and the 15 minute, we might try to continue down and get that London low. I'm just not liking this ranging price action, as you guys already know. Let's see how we close here in about 20 seconds on our 15 minute and 5 minute candles. No longer have that SMT anymore. That's a pretty strong 15 minute bearish candle there. Still can't close with displacement though. Still looking pretty bearish. Yeah, but so far, every time we form a level that we could actually look to short it, we go and we inverse it, and then we come right back down. It's like, let's say we touch into that gap here. We're going to look to target that London low. Just don't like that we still haven't displaced. But we are seeing a very strong bearish move. These are some more full-bodied candles. 15 minute is a very strong bearish candle. But even if I wanted to get in the shorts, I still don't have a level that I would have shorted off of. Even up here, there wasn't a level that I wanted to short off of. Brian V, can you hear me? Can you hear me? So at this point, I'm just waiting to see if we get some kind of pullback back into this 1 minute up here. All right, I don't typically like to just use the 1 minute for everything. But so far on our 5 and our 15 minute, we haven't offered really any entries. So we're almost down to that London low. We still have I have not seen any opportunity to get into short yet. We're now going to sweep that London low here. What is going on here? I don't know what's going on with my charts are bugging out a little bit on me. There we go. So we've swept that London low now. Our Asia low is all the way down here. I mean, we are looking very bearish now. It's just actually seeing if we're going to have any real setup. We're now touching that 15-minute bullish fair value gap below. We're sweeping liquidity. Here's the thing, guys. I know some people might be like, why didn't he jump into the shorts? He should have gotten in. Again, I stick to my plan no matter what happens. If we missed out on a move, I missed out on a move. I didn't have any setups, so I didn't take any setups. When we disrespect our bearish levels that I'm looking to short off of, you're not going to see me just jump into a short position. And that's a very strong 5-minute displacement candle. Very, very strong. Looks like we want to continue down and target Asia low, where we're still not really seeing many opportunities here. I haven't really seen any pullback on this move. No up close candles, even on the 1 minute time frame. We are now at some bullish support levels, bullish fair value gaps, 1 hour bullish order block. Exactly. That's what it's all about. You always got to respect your plan. It's having a sustainable strategy. That's what it's all about. In the long term, it's never beneficial to go against your plan. So if we look at Asia low here on NQ, 7 p.m. It's down here at 18,562.75. On ES, Asia low was right above London low. It was different over here on ES. So ES has already swept both. So we have two gaps in this move here. One fair value gap here, one up top. So I'd be looking to see if price wants to trade back into this one. Are we going to respect that level and still go target our Asia low? Are we even going to go trade into it, or are we just going to continue to drop? All right, so far we're not getting any opportunity right now. We just keep running. I'm not going to chase the shorts down here. Got this 2-minute gap here. 2-minute imbalance. And here's the deal. Seeing ES take out that Asia and London low, I now want to see NQ do that as well, take out that Asia low. And if we can retrace into that 2-minute, then we can still catch 200 ticks of profit, right? But we're just not really seeing that retracement. We now have that 1-minute order block. Let's see if we want to bounce off this 1-minute order block here. Actually test that 1-minute order block. So we just keep running without actually testing any of our resistance levels. We're almost down to that Asia low. So we're forming that gap on a multiple time frames. We might be waiting for this 5-minute to close and then go target that 5-minute fair value gap above. We have it on the 4-minute, the 3-minute, the 2-minute, the 1-minute. I would like for us to pull back before we take out Asia low to be able to catch that liquidity move, a liquidity sweep. So far, it doesn't look like it wants to do that. You could look for an entry off this 1-minute order block here. I don't love that entry, but we are running so much that that could be a decent entry. Let's see, once this 5-minute closes, I would like to see some pullback on the 5. Touch into that imbalance above, look to short. So 5 minutes about to close. So far we've had one up close candle on this entire range. So it doesn't really give you many chances to get involved. Unless you want to chase, and I don't chase. It's not a part of my strategy. So that 15-minute wants to close below the fair value gap, forming a 15-minute bearish breaker here. High, low, higher, high, displacement of the lows. So we might go up and try to test that breaker, and we could still get a short opportunity in the future. We're so close to that liquidity level now. Still no opportunity for me to get in. Got a small 2-minute fair value gap here. Alright, I don't love getting an entry at this 2-minute. I want to see us retrace a little bit more. But we might not get that retracement all the way up. We might see us bounce off that 2-minute. Let's see if we're finally given an opportunity to get involved. Just give us some retracement. So looks like we might have another 5-minute fair value gap formed as well. So what I want to see happen is I want us not to take out that liquidity level yet. I want to see us get some pullback, give us an opportunity to get involved in that short to go fully take out that liquidity level, take out that Asia low. Okay, so we're tapping into that 2-minute. I don't love that 2-minute as an entry. Could still look to take that entry. I do want to wait for this 5-minute. I think this 5-minute is going to close as an order block, and that will trade above into the fair value gap, and we'll have a better entry. If you want to be more aggressive, you want to be more risky, you could get an entry off that 2-minute fair value gap. I just don't love that entry. And we did touch in the 3-minute, in the 2-minute. I kind of want to see how this 5-minute closes. Remember, that's one of my favorite entries, having that 5 or 15-minute order block with the fair value gap above. Trading into it, and then see us go complete that move. Alright, but if you wanted to get that entry from that 2-minute in the 3-minute, you can. I'm not going to get it myself. I want to wait for this 5-minute candle to close here. And I'll be looking for an entry somewhere in this 5-minute. Let's see if we can trade into it here. Looks like we're just going to keep running. Are we going to even test it? A lot of waiting today. A lot of waiting. So the hour candle just closed, displacing the 1-hour bearish fair value gap. 15 displacing the 15-minute bearish fair value gap. Just wanted to see us trade into that 5-minute above to give us just a good entry. So far we have not done that. Like I said, if you wanted to get that aggressive entry, it would have been off that 2 minute that we touched into. I did not get that aggressive entry. Do 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 do. Can we test this fair value gap? Just give us a chance, NQ. Just give a fella a chance. Yeah, I mean, we just continue to drop here. So, I mean, that 2 minute fair value gap entry looks pretty good right about now. I don't know if anybody did want to take that aggressive entry. If anybody did take it. So we're still kind of just ranging down here. Just want to go see us test it. We have that 15-minute inverse now up here as well. Be nice to see if we go test that 15-minute inverse. Okay, I'm not going to get an entry down here. I have to see that retracement. I have to see us test. Go tap into a fair value gap. Test something for us. Have better risk to reward. I mean, we keep dropping, so we might not get that opportunity. We might go take out the Asia low right now. We still have plenty of more lows. Sell side liquidity levels here. We are back into that daily bullish for value gap, weekly bullish for value gap as well. But our daily is starting to look very bearish now, filling that whole bearish for value gap. Okay, so the 5 minute closed. Looks like we have another liquidity level down here. We didn't displace that order block. I'm just not going to look to take a short entry when we're already almost at that external low. So, yeah, I mean, I know it's pretty boring right now, but got to keep that patience. I'm always going to stick to my plan no matter what. No matter what. True. Yeah, honestly, if trading is not boring ever for you, you might want to ask some questions. That means you're probably taking too many trades. You got to treat trading like a job, like you're a professional. Come into the market, you look for your setups, you get the job done, you walk away. And we're not trying to take out that Asia low yet. We might have an opportunity. Got to be careful of a reversal here. But I really want to see us take out that Asia low. I don't care if you're no. Man, if you can hold an eval for a month and not blow it, I think that's progress. I believe that is progress. That means you're creating the right habits. That means you're creating the right trading habits. That's impressive. Even if you're not passing it, it does not matter. The time frame does not matter. That means you are not. So you are blowing them. So is that because of over leveraging? Is that because you're not making any winning trades? Okay, so we're back in that 5 minute. Let's see if we get this reversal pattern or if we displace the highs, or if we're going to get a nice reaction off this 5 minute. Okay, so we're now touching into that 5. 15 minute looks like we're trying to get retracement. Okay, if my charts would not bug out on me today. Don't know what's going on today. What is going on here? Sorry guys, my charts are really bugging out on me today. TradingView is giving me a hard time. There we go. Alright. So we didn't displace on the 1 minute. We're in that 5 minute fair value gap. We're going to touch into that 15 minute inverse. But it's looking like we're forming a little bit of a reversal pattern here on the 1 minute. So I'm just waiting to see that reaction here. Okay, so we got displacement on the 1 minute there. Got displacement on the 5. We're still in that 5 minute fair value gap, but I don't like that we closed above like that. So I'm just waiting for a reaction, waiting for a strong reaction back down. We might be getting a retracement. Maybe further up to that 15 minute bearish breaker. Yeah, this is that 2022 reversal. Let's see, we still have that sell side target though. But it looks like right now we are getting that smart money reversal, trying to go back up maybe. And then maybe looking to target that Asia low later on. We'll see though. I mean, we're still very bearish. Okay, the shorts still look pretty good here. I just don't like that we got that 1 minute reversal pattern. Formed a 1 minute bullish breaker. All right, if we respect this 1 minute bullish breaker and we push through this 5 minute fair value gap, we might see that reversal actually happening. We're almost closing on this 15 minute. We did touch on the 15 minute inverse. But we're starting to look like we are reversing. See on the 15 minute. Yeah, I'd like to see 5 minute displacement, but we still have these gaps above. So if we were going to retrace, we might retrace, back to that 50%, back to a premium. So back up into that bearish unicorn model. Again, we're about to close on the 15 minute with the order block and a fair value gap above. So we might just be setting up, we're in this inverse, we might be just setting up a move, for back to the shorts. Berkshire? Really? Bro, what? What happened? Any news released on it? That's interesting. Okay, so we're still reacting off the 50% of that 5 minute fair value gap. Looks like we still want to head down. I'm going to start looking for a short entry here. The one thing is waiting for that 15 minute to close to see if we want to tap above that order block into that fair value gap. Again, I just want to see if these shorts are going to come in here. So I haven't gotten an entry just yet. $15 minutes about to close. We still look very bearish. Okay, I just got an entry in the shorts, guys. I got an entry in the shorts, just half a lot again. We still look very bearish, like we're going to dump. Not the best entry again, but again, I was just waiting to see if we got a reaction. All right, still half a lot, guys. So even if we were to retrace up to that 15 minute, I can still get a re-entry. So just seeing that reaction on the 5 minute, we respected that 50% level. The one thing that we could do is we could retrace up into that 15 minute gap above. That's the one thing to be aware of on this trade. All right, so still an aggressive entry here. Keep a stop above that high, 18,600.25. So this is still an aggressive entry, guys. Fair warning, that's why I'm still going in half a lot, just in case we do want to retrace up to that 15 minute. Right now, we might want to retrace up to that 15 minute. Okay, I'm just going to cut it here. I'm just going to get out. So it looks like we want to go up to that 15 minute here. So this is that 15 minute I'm talking about. This fair value gap right here. All right, we got a nice reaction off that 5 minute, but again, we still have that 1 minute reversal pattern. Still want to see these shorts come in. see what we do once we touch into this 15-minute here. Can't seem to push past just yet. Can't seem to push past. Alright, so these shorts still look good. It's just about getting that entry here. We are bouncing off that inverse, but we're kind of chopping right now. It looks like the market wants to dump though. Yeah, something's going on with my Wi-Fi. I'm gonna have to figure out. My entries have been getting delayed, so I've been having bad fills on my entries. I always go market. Okay, so we're still seeing that nice reaction off the 5, off that 5-minute fair value gap. We're just chopping a lot right now. We're still respecting this bullish breaker on the 1-minute. This is the bullish breaker here, this highest up close candle. So let's see what we do when we touch into that 15-minute bearish fair value gap. We're still kind of chopping. Okay, so we see us respecting that reversal pattern, the 1-minute breaker. We're now in that 15-minute. We are getting closer to that London close, which we typically will see some kind of reversal in the market around London close. We do have that reversal pattern now, so we might see the longs really try to step back in and go up to a premium. All right, and that premium, that EQ is right here. Okay, we have this bearish breaker up here, bearish unicorn, so we might see the longs really step in and try to go target that premium. So after seeing this reversal pattern, I might start looking for longs. They're seeing strong displacement of the highs, 5-minute displacement here. Lunchtime reversal. So looking at that 15-minute. Let's see, we have high, low, higher high, displacement of the lows. Technically it would be this candle right here. be that breaker. This would be that unicorn that we're almost into. And I've got a lot of stuff on the charts. I'm trying to clean it up a little bit so it can be a little bit more clear for us. So let's see if we want to push through all the way up to our EQ. If we're going to get a reaction off that 15-minute, we're using this 1 minute fair value gap here as support. Might see these longs really continue. Right, but at this point, don't really want to long into this 15-minute bearish unicorn model. Not enough reward here. Because what I really think we're doing, guys, is we're just setting up a short back down to grab that Asia low. We have those relatively equal lows now. We have a bearish breaker. I think we're just setting up those shorts again to go finally take out that target. That's what I want to see it. I want to see this be that manipulation, that retracement move, but I want to see us touch into that 15-minute above. Again, we're still respecting this 15-minute fair value gap here. I want to see if we're going to tap into that breaker. I think we'll try to tap into that breaker, maybe even to the 50% level. So here's the deal with right now. If we do tap into this 15-minute, we could see us head right back down and go for those lows. We are about to have that London close. We're heading into lunch hour. We might not see us head back down until our PM session, or maybe a little bit into lunch session. We got to be aware of that. But if I see a really strong reaction off this breaker, this unicorn, I will be looking for shorts again. If we didn't have this breaker right here, and since our EQ is all the way up here, if we didn't have this bearish breaker, I would be looking for longs. I would be looking for longs right now. Off this 1 minute order block, 1 minute fair value gap, I would be looking to take the longs, but I don't want to take longs right when we're touching into a 15-minute bearish unicorn model. Again, if this wasn't here, we didn't have any levels up until our EQ, I would be longing all the way back up to a premium, all the way back up to VWAP. But now we're touching into that breaker. Very bullish candle here on the 15-minute. So, I mean, if you have that conviction that you think price is going to go all the way back up to a premium, this would be that long opportunity here. I just personally don't want to long going into a strong resistance level. One of my favorite entry models. Higher probability setup. But again, there's still a chance that we could try to push through up to that premium. I'm just not looking to take that right now. At this point, after tapping into that 15-minute, now I'm just waiting for a clear, nice move back down to start looking for shorts again. All right, if we could displace this 1 minute order block or this 1 minute fair value gap. Retrace back into it, you know, form another bearish fair value gap or something like that. All right, so then look to take shorts all the way back down to Asia low. Okay, so right now we're still respecting all of our, you know, our 1 minute bullish trend. We're not breaking the trend. We're not breaking structure back down. We are seeing a reaction off of that breaker. That's the first time we've seen any kind of pullback here on this move. I mean, we saw a little bit of chop down here. But this is that reaction I wanted to see off that 15-minute breaker. So now I just need to see a clear break of structure, you know, displacing this low, displacing the order block, creating a PD array for us to short off of. And I'll be looking for shorts. Look at that reaction. Off in the 5 and the 15-minute, strong reactions. So can we displace this 1 minute fair value gap here? That's what I'm looking for. Once I see that, once I see displacement, I'll have that conviction, but until then, no conviction. Or a little bit of confluence, but I still need to see that reaction. Because we're still respecting that 1 minute fair value gap here. Need to see us come close below that. Inverse it, give us an opportunity to short. And again, guys, we have a lot of reward here on this trade if we can inverse that. Let's see how this 15-minute candle closes. This is the reaction I wanted to see. But we're still respecting our bullish trend. So as I was saying earlier, if we didn't have this bearish breaker right here on the 15, I would be longing this all the way back up to a premium, all the way back up to VWAP. Back up to this fair value gap above. But since we have this level, I'm not going to be longing. I'm waiting for that reaction back down. Since we still have that level we need to take out. ES is taking out that Asia low, London low. And Q still has not taken out that Asia low. We created equal lows down there. You can see on the 15-minute. We have those equal lows just waiting to get taken out. Okay, so 15-minute closed, respecting that level. Still a strong bullish close. But I am liking this reaction we're getting. The one thing here is it is starting to look almost like a market maker buy model with that smart money reversal here. Distribution, accumulation, right? So we need to see that reaction off this level. We need to see displacement of the lows. See, we can see that we are getting that. We did get that bounce off the daily and weekly fair value gap, but again, overall, we filled that whole bearish gap here. We've been heading down. Just waiting to see clear displacement of the lows. We're just chopping right now. The equilibrium, so that on this range, we see our morning range here. So our high is formed all the way up here, 9:45 a.m. Our low is formed all the way down here at 11 a.m. So I use my fib from the bottom to the top. That line right there is our equilibrium of our morning range. So typically what we would see is around 8:30 or 11:30 Eastern, we would see price reverse and retrace all the way back to a premium, which is the level above the EQ, and a discount's the level below. We'd see us go back to a premium, find a PD array, retest it, and then drop again. So that's why I have that marked out. But today, since we had that bearish unicorn model here, I wanted to see us not go all the way back up to that premium, but start to drop from here. But typically, that's what I would be waiting for, is for us to trade, is to long all the way back up to the premium above that EQ, or to wait for us to go back up to the EQ and then short again. So I'm just waiting for that low to get taken out. Yeah, no problem. Just waiting for that low to get taken out. Set up a good trade for us. All right, waiting for this 1 minute fair value gap to get displaced. All right, we're seeing that great reaction on that 15 minute. I still don't want to rush into a trade. I still want to wait for displacement. Just waiting for us to get out of this chop here. My average daily profit usually ranges, it can range anywhere from 1,000 on an okay day, all the way up to 3 to 4 to 5,000 on a really good day. Typically my best days are around 3,000 to 3,500. So I try to keep my loss to win around a 3 to 1. So when I'm typically looking for around 3,000 in profit, I'm typically trying to keep my losses on the day, at least under 2,000. Try to keep it around 1,500. So we just traded back down. We're still respecting that 1 minute fair value gap. Let's see if we can close below. Can we close below? We have that nice movement back down. Okay, so we're starting to get that displacement now. This is what I wanted to see. Please don't run away on us. Don't run away on us, NQ. Give us a shot. So we displace that 1 minute. We inverse it. And we are going right back up. So we moved right back up after completely displacing that low, displacing this 5 minute fair value gap here. Looks like that was our maybe a manipulation move. So we might be still targeting those highs. We might still be targeting that EQ, that premium. Yeah, I mean, seeing that bounce off the 15 minute gave me some conviction in these shorts, but after seeing this move right now, pretty strong manipulation move down. Looks like we're going to start heading for that EQ. We might be heading up. We might be trying to push right through this level all the way up to our premium. Yeah, so we are definitely going for a premium here. See if we displace on the 1 minute. Pretty strong manipulation move down. We come up, we're trying to displace the highs now. And we're still in that 15-minute unicorn model. But it's looking like we're trying to go target that 15-minute gap above. After seeing that move, that's a pretty strong displacement move there on the 1 minute. Yeah, there is. It gets hard to really narrow it down to find those specific entries. But I'm waiting now. Seeing us displace that high, manipulation move down. Starting to look like, it's really looking like that market maker buy model, taking us back up to the top. At least back up into a premium. I'm still not in a position. Still waiting for an entry. Let's see if we can bounce off this 1 minute fair value gap. I'm going to start looking for longs if we get a reaction back up. Again, we are all over the place right now. Price is all over the place, so. But if we start seeing a bounce here, I'm going to be looking to take us back up to a premium. We're not seeing a bounce. Price action has been real interesting today. Yeah, they have been very different. Like, are we going to fail to displace on the 5 minute here? Still waiting to see a reaction. I'll still look for the longs here to catch up back up to a premium, but again, we're respecting that bearish unicorn. I really thought after that retracement move back down, that fake out, that we're going to continue to push up, but we're still seeing that reaction. So we're failing to get 5 minute displacement. And this is why you don't see me just rushing into any entries. I'm really trying to be patient here. We see all this manipulation. I mean, we could be down real bad right now if we were not focusing on our risk management. Okay, so 5 minute failed to displace there. Yeah, 15 minute still looks bearish. 15 minute looks bearish. Let's just see if there's an entry that we can get here. We're just all over the place. Like 1 second we look like we're really trying to continue to push up to a premium, and then we drop right back down, and then we come right back up. So I really have not been loving our levels. Yeah, I mean we are in a 1 minute fair value gap. We displaced the 1 minute here. Now we're just dropping. But even then, I still didn't have a level I wanted to get in on. So much ranging. See, every time we try to make that move back down, we come right back up. I am liking our structure on the 15 for the shorts off that unicorn. Got a little 1 minute gap above. See if we're just going to range right back up again. Okay, so we're bouncing off that 1 minute now. We're bouncing off that 1 minute. I want to get entry in the shorts here. Might want to let's see what we do here. Yeah, we are still ranging. We are still ranging a lot. No bueno. No bueno. Okay, I'm liking the bounce that we're getting off that 15, but we're not seeing any fall through back down. All right, we don't displace the 5 minute. We bounce out the 5 minute fair value gap. No follow through back down. So there's just, we're still just ranging. And I'm just still not liking an entry here. Yep. Mondays. Gotta love it. Okay, this 15 minutes about to close here. So still closed, respecting that unicorn model. $30-minute respecting that fair value gap. So I still want to see if these shorts are going to come in here, but it just, right now, it's a very difficult time to get any good entries. Like when price does finally make a move, it's just been running away on us and not giving us any chance to get involved. It'll just range for a long time, and then it'll make that move, and it won't retrace at all. It won't really touch into any levels that we can get involved, so it's difficult. And so as much as I do want to see this market drop, I'm still just waiting for the right entry. So we're still respecting that 1 minute fair value gap up here. And so if we can actually make that move down now, like I said, we just keep running away and not giving us any chance to actually get involved. That's what makes it so difficult. So we're back into that bullish breaker down here, but we did break structure on the 1 minute to the downside. You see that 15-minute reaction off the unicorn. Create another fair value gap above here on the 1 minute. Let's see if we get a reaction once we trade back into it, or if we trade into it. Are we going to push right through another level, or are we going to actually get a reaction off of it? So far today, the theme has been pushing right through any levels that we want to take a trade off of. There's that reaction. All right, I'm going to get in the shorts here, guys. I'm going to get in the shorts. We got a break of structure. We're reacting off a 1 minute fair value gap. Just half a lot so far. Um, 18. Yeah, see, all my fills have been very low today. Not ideal. 601.50. Still in half a lot. I'd like to keep my stop higher. Don't want to keep too high of a stop though. And this is what's been going on every time, guys, is we have a good level to short off of, a good level to get in. Price shows a break of structure, we retest, and then we just go right through our stop loss. It's happened almost every time. So, and if it happens again today, I'm just gonna stop trading until we get better price action. Stop is gonna be at, I want to keep it a little bit above, like a 58 tick stop at 616. It's because I'm still in half a lot. Again, we're almost already hitting our stop. Like this, yeah, this price action has just been all over the place today. Every time I see a good level, a good setup, we just go right through it. So we'll see if we respect that 1 minute above. That's why I wanted to keep it above that level. See if we can get that drop all the way down to Asia low. So far, we're still respecting those imbalances. We just got to see some kind of reaction back down. Okay, I like that. I like that move. I like that we're reacting, but we got to see some follow through here. No follow through just yet. See, we're seeing that pullback on the 15. All right, so if price keeps manipulating like this after every time we get a break of structure, every time we get a good setup, then I'm just going to wait to trade anymore until the afternoon, but there's a good move. All right, I'm going to add it to a full. I'm just going to add it to a full here. I'm going to give this one a shot. My entry moved down a little bit. To 1600, 18600. I'll move my stop down. 55 ticks just above that high, 18.613.75. And if this isn't the move, then I'll just take my loss and I'll move on. This is just This price action has been all over the place. We finally see a good setup. We finally see some follow through. Price is dropping. We got a nice level, and then we do this. So, yeah, I mean, it hasn't been the best. We'll see if we stop us out here. Again, this is where I'll call it. If we get stopped out here, I'm just going to call it. See if the market wants to give us better price action later. Okay, we bounced off that unicorn. We had the setup. We had the fair value gaps. We're respecting them. We're seeing a reaction. We have our sell side target. We have those equal lows at Asia low. So my convictions are all there. And we're just not seeing any kind of follow through. We're just seeing a lot of manipulation. So, again, I'm still happy with the patience and waiting for our setups. Just got stopped. This has just been all over the place. I'm not liking this price action whatsoever. Not liking this price action at all. This is just crazy. Crazy manipulation here. And that's why I scaled down today in my trading. That's why I scaled down. So, you know, this is just, it's frustrating. I mean, we see that. We finally saw that push down off that breaker, unicorn. Great reaction. And then what do? We just pump right back up. So we might not see that move. Maybe not until after lunch. Maybe later during lunch we'll see that move happen. I still want to see us go down and target that Asia low. Eventually at some point. Like we had that nice reaction on the 30-minute. So that's been what's kind of happening recently is I have all my convictions that have been working out. Right? I have backtested countless hours. And I've traded countless hours and seen a lot of success using these models. And some weeks we're just going to see this price not respect those models whatsoever. So just something you gotta live with, gotta be aware of. Yeah, 15-minute is pretty ugly. And that everything looked great. 15-minute looked great to me. We still could see that move down, but we're just seeing so much chop right now. So, I mean, yeah, at this point, I'm just going to wait until at least into lunch hour or afternoon to see if there's any more setups. I'll still look to see if there's any more setups, if there's better price action, and I'll call it out to you guys if I'm going to take a trade. But so far, I'm not loving it. It's not great. Okay, still focusing on our risk management here, guys. Remember, I told you guys all this morning I'm scaling down in my trading this week. Try to minimize our losses for this bad price action or for the volatility. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's just Monday. We still have a long day of trading ahead of us too. But please, guys, please focus on your risk management. Don't let this price action go and cause you to blow your accounts. Right? And that's why you see me. I've taken a few losses. All of them were with half a lot except for that last one. So I'm obviously red, but it's not the end of the world. Just got to be smart. Got to be smart. Focus on the risk management. Don't revenge trade. Don't overtrade. It's just Monday. We still have a full week ahead of us. Like Habibi said, we got time. So, the shorts could drop right now. We might see that drop right now. Don't get FOMO. Okay, we're still ranging. You can see how manipulative price action has been. All right, so we'll come back. If you guys have seen the updated schedule, we're just going to do our 2 sessions on Mondays. We're just going to do our our market open and our prop firm session on Mondays. So I'm working my schedule towards, we're kind of going to be transitioning into when we're bringing on John onto the team, which we're still. That's the date is still to be determined, but I want to start getting our schedule more towards that to where we can flow pretty easy into when he's going to start running sessions every day. So we're not going to do education on Mondays. We're going to do education on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Monday will just be the 2 trading sessions. So we'll be back for prop firm session in a little bit. Again, guys, always feel free to ask me questions throughout the day. I'm always here to answer your questions. I'm always here for you guys. Just because we're not running a live session doesn't mean that we're not, I'm not here. Okay, I'm active on the Discord a lot. So if you guys ever have questions for me, comments. He's not going to be live trading. John is going to be running psychology. He's going to be actually creating psychology courses. He's going to be running risk management, some wellness stuff. John's going to be all focused on our brains and our souls and our, getting our mind right. That's what he's going to be coming in and doing. So he's going to be running a lot of educational sessions, a lot of psychology, a lot of risk management, that kind of stuff, Bible study. So, yeah, it's going to be awesome. So I want to start shifting our schedule for when he's going to be joining, which could be very soon. We're just waiting on a few things for him. So I'll keep you updated on that. But again, I'm still going to be watching the market until our prop firm session. If there's something that sets up, if we have good price action, I'll let you know if I'm going to take a trade. If we don't, again, we'll be back for prop firm. Send me a DM and I'll help you out with that. Send me a DM and we'll get that figured out. Yeah, no problem. All right, guys. Well, again, I'll see you all very soon. You might hear from me as well if we see another trade setup. Take it easy. Take care of those accounts. I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right. I appreciate you all. God bless. All right, guys. Peace.